Hello, everybody. My name is Will Johnson, and I'm part of Unite America First. Hey, I want to talk. Let me go ahead and share this to my personal page. If anyone's watching already, if you want to be the first one, if you care to be the first one, I'm actually open the phone lines. The phone line is already open. If you want to call in now, you can. If not, just wait until other people get in if you care. So I'm going to talk about how people call themselves patriots, and I'm kind of curious, what do they think the end goal is to this whole game that we're doing here? What is the end goal? Why do we have these people that call themselves patriots saying some of the most hateful things? And they're not saying them to me. They're actually saying them to white people. These are other white people saying them to white people. I mean, I thought the whole point of us coming together was to squash the hate.
Explain to people what's happening.
So let me explain what I'm talking about here. Okay. So we had, of course, if you're not aware, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware right now, that we had the mother of all rallies this past weekend. And as a result, BLM did show up, and I know I'm going over here, but I'm briefly going to talk about it. And BLM showed up, and instead of us fighting with them, we had them join us. And because we had them join us, we didn't have any fighting. But now white people that call themselves patriots are attacking Tommy and Outlaw Morgan and Jeremy Harold and multiple other people. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Shirley. I'm calling from New Jersey. Hi, Will. First-time caller.
Hello. You say Shirley?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How you doing?
New Jersey. First-time caller. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. You know what? I'm still happy and I'm still excited what took place. I don't like the fact that we have these people that call themselves patriots attacking Tommy, attacking Outlaw Morgan, attacking Jeremy Harold. And what's really crazy is that most of the attacks are going toward them. And these are white people that are attacking them because they allowed BLM. And you know what? Let me say this before you make a comment or anything. I want to make sure it's clear that none of them support BLM. They don't support BLM. What they do support is freedom of speech. Okay, go ahead. Did you have a question or a statement?
Well, I have both, actually. One, I did have a question for you. I wasn't at the Mother of All rallies, and I didn't see all of your live stream, but I did see a good portion of it. And I was hoping you could explain or maybe describe the moment when BLM came up on the stage, because I know that moment has circulated on YouTube and different people have different perspectives of it from video. I'd like to hear your perspective of that.
You know, when they first... Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say my comment is that I've been with the Tea Party movement since it started in 2009, and I was working for free speech and liberty, constitutionally limited government for a couple of years before that. So I know how people can be very fragmented in their thoughts. They come together on one item, such as free speech, right, or such as lowering taxes, which was the Tea Party's big thing, but many times differ on how to carry this out. And I've seen people split over the seemingly tiniest little differences of opinion. And sometimes those splits don't heal. I can't explain it. All I can say is that it's not new. And if we can find the formula for fixing that, I think we'd have a truly unified movement. Yeah,
I agree. I completely agree. To answer your question, that moment when BLM walked on stage, I had mixed feelings about it. I had mixed feelings because they allowed them because I was thinking, why are they allowing BLM to come on the stage? But at the same time, it took a lot of courage for Tommy and the other for Tommy and the other people who organized it to allow them to come on stage. That took a lot of courage, because they're taking a risk, because they don't know how they're going to act when they come on the stage, what they're going to do when they do come on the stage, or how the crowd is going to react. You know, is everybody just going to automatically leave? How crazy is it going to be, right? So, but my emotion was, I'm like, okay, let's just see what they're going to say. Because, to be honest with you, I didn't like BLM before then, and I still don't like BLM now. And if anybody watched, you know, Tommy and Outlaw Morgan and Jeremy Harold and a few other people that watch, you know, if you have watched any of their videos, none of them have endorsed BLM. Their main thing is that it's about freedom of speech. And I've said it, and I've said in a lot of my videos, that when you have the true white supremacist KKK rallies, I will fight for them to have their freedom of speech. Being who I am. Do I disagree with them? Absolutely not. But that's what we are as Americans. We have to be tolerant. We have to be to the point to where we can allow them to have their freedom of speech, as long as they're not inciting violence or trying to be violent. So that's how I feel about it. And for these people that call themselves patriots and then they're attacking them because they allowed them to say something, at least we can have open dialogue. And you know what I also...
But this is actually what the founders intended. They intended for... They were, I guess we'd call them classical liberals now, right? They're not liberals the way we know of liberals, but they're liberals in the classical sense, meaning they're for freedom and liberty.
Yes.
This is what they believed in, and this actually goes back to Greek and Roman times, particularly Greek, because free and open discourse was a hallmark of that type of government. And our government is fashioned after that. In fact, the Senate is supposed to be a debating body to be able to debate out ideas. Now, it's not like that now, right? We have people who are stonewalling the agenda. But that was the idea. That was the intent of the framers. And
yes.
When we should model that, if we call ourselves patriots, the thing to do is to go back to the Constitution and go back to the founders, go back to the papers and the words of the framers as they were writing, because they wrote letters. The Federalist Papers, for example, have a lot of details about the framing that doesn't exist in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And then put that together and come up with what was in the framers' minds as they were putting this together. And once you get in that mindset, you find that you're very, I guess to use your word, tolerant, but to me tolerant almost means something else now. You're appreciative. You see others' dialogue and criticism because it actually helps you frame your argument better. Right.
But just to be clear, you know, the reason why I do completely believe in allowing people to have freedom of speech, but just to be clear, I still think BLM as a terrorist group, a domestic terrorist group. I still believe that because of their actions, because of what they're doing and what they've done.
That the founders, do you think that, here's a question for you. I have my own answer, but I'd like to know what you think. Do you think the founders intended that freedom of speech would cover the rights to speech for people who wanted to tear down the government?
No, not at all. And, you know, to be destructive and to bring harm to people, shooting cops, marching down the street saying, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? I don't think that applies to them. I mean, when they are trying to incite violence. They're trying to bring harm to men and women that serve in the police force. They've even called to have the police force removed, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, to me, you can't rationalize with people with that type of thinking. But what Tommy did this past weekend gave them the opportunity to see that the media has been lying to them as well. And once they see it, like, because they couldn't say anything, they said, you know what? I was welcomed. I was loved. They respected me. They gave me the opportunity to speak. And they may not agree with everything, but they didn't beat me up because I said what I said. And that's what it's about. So I want to thank you for calling me.
And I was that was a very touching moment.
It was. It was.
A friend of mine passed me this video, and I've been listening to you for, as long as you've been doing these podcasts. I really appreciate what you do, Will, and I think I'm in a blue state too, and I know how difficult it can be to gather your courage and to stand for something like free speech in the heart of the blue state.
Yes.
And I just really appreciate what you do very much. One of my friends passed this video along to me and said, "Wouldn't it be great if this was authentic?" He thought the thing was all staged. And I said, "No,
really?
It wasn't staged."
You know why? You know why they're thinking? A lot of people are thinking that it was staged because we didn't have any fighting.
No fighting.
No fighting, and that's what we wanted. And you know what? From day one, we promoted no fighting. We didn't want any fighting. We had a militia that was there. We had a militia that was there that was ready to protect us, but we didn't have any fighting. And that was beautiful. And that's what we are about. So the media couldn't lie and say that Trump supporters are being racist. Trump supporters created the violence. The media couldn't do it. And it just blew it right in their face. So, but hey, I want to.
Such a wonderful moment. Really
yes, it was. It is absolutely. I want to thank you for calling.
Bye-bye. You have a great evening.
You too. God bless.
Bye-bye.
All right. So I really would like for someone to call and tell me why they disagree, why just no matter what, how you feel or how you think I feel, how anyone feels. I mean, be brave enough to call in and say we should have never let him on there and tell me why. I would really like to hear that. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Turn your computer down, please.
Hey,
turn your computer down, please.
I got you. Hold on. I would really like to hear that. Fuck, I'll just exit it all out. Hey, yeah, my name's Tim. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. What's your name?
My name's Timbo.
Timbo, what's going on, Timbo? What you got for me?
I mean, to be honest, man, I didn't like the fact that y'all let them up there. I mean, this is a group of people who condone flag burning. They condone violence.
True, very true.
And
very true.
And I don't. I mean, in the situation, I guess I agree with what y'all did. But the overall, when I step back and look, no, I don't agree with it. I mean, these dudes fucking burn flags. They fucking walked up to the rallies.
Okay, two things, because I have a lot of family and younger people watching. Just kind of tone down the language, please, sir. And the other thing.
I'm sorry, bud.
No, that's okay. That's cool. The other thing. How do you think we can how do you think we can reach them? Should we not try to reach them because let me just say this, because you know what? Because we allowed that to happen. They walked off that stage with a different outlook and not looking at everybody that Trump supporters as racist. I guarantee they're changing their tone.
It's not about what they walked off the stage about. It's what they brought to the stage. I mean, if you watch any of the videos that they brought, I mean, they brought hate to the stage.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But how do we change that? How do we change that?
I mean, me personally, I would have invited them up there to get them out of harm's way, because I understand that's what Henry Davis did. And then I would have booed them off stage. I mean, how do we fix the issue? Because the reason why I say that, because right now the media is pushing for a racial war. I mean, because anytime there's an issue that goes on with there's a white cop or a white person in general or a cop period, and they kill a black person, the media drives that in like no tomorrow. This is Will. Hey, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
What was BLM's reply to when you asked about Chicago?
You know what?
What was their reply?
You know what? No one. It's funny you say that, because the lot of videos that are being pushed out there, no one's playing what I said, because I still feel that way.
Yeah. No, I mean.
No one. The national media.
in my opinion, you're the only real patriot that was up on that stage.
I wouldn't. I can't say all that. I can't. You can't say that because it took a lot of courage. I'm telling you, it took a lot of courage to do what Tommy did, and my hat's off to him.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, because Tommy didn't have any understanding of what was going to be said, and I understand that. But I mean, after the fact, I mean, just because Hawk spoke good for 2 minutes, it don't change the last 2 years.
And that's correct. And that's why I said earlier that I still believe BLM itself is a domestic terrorist group because of what they've done.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trying to segregate people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're completely segregating people. And just because, I mean, and you see what they're doing now. I mean, just they're fucking trying to segregate. I'm sorry. I said it again. I apologize.
Yeah. I mean, look at St. Louis. Look at St. Louis. I mean, any of the BLM leaders that are in St. Louis, they should be doing press conferences telling the people, don't tear up stuff.
Look at my hometown. I posted a link to y'all the other day what BLM demanded from white people. Top 10 commandments.
See, that's absolute, and that's the part that I don't agree with, and that's the part that I speak out against because they're literally taking what Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, multiple people in the past that have bled and died so that we could have the freedom, so that you and I can sit here and have a simple conversation. They did everything they could, and then you have a group like BLM that's coming out and they're being destructive. They're being hateful. They're trying to create segregation that we all fought against. And they're trying to eradicate white people. They're asking for reparations. They're asking for all this crazy stuff. I mean, see, it's completely, and it's all being driven by the left. 100%.
Yes, sir.
It's being driven by 100%.
I will give it to you. Tommy took a bad situation and made the most positive he could out of it. I wouldn't have handled it the same way. I would have handled it more of a Trump way, and I would have had the crowd escort him out, so to speak.
The Trump way.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But
you know what? Yeah, the only time Trump does that is when they're being rude. Or when they're being loud, or when they're seriously called. When they came and they showed up, all they did was stand there. And you know what? Originally, they were to come doing. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because they were coming. They had videos where they said they were coming because they were going to yell at us. They were going to call us white supremacists. They were going to call us all these hateful names because they thought that that's what they were going to. Yeah. And then when they got there, and then they came on stage and they realized that, wait a minute, maybe we're wrong. One of the females that was there with the Black Lives Matter, she did a video afterwards apologizing. Have you seen that?
I actually watched that. Yes.
And so, and even when she did that video, I didn't agree with everything that she was saying in the video, but it still took courage for her to apologize. She said, I thought they were going to be racist. I thought they were going to be like neo-Nazis. And she found out firsthand. So that's like a first step.
Well, I mean, that's what they built up in their own mind from their peers.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But then when they came, yes,
fellow Black Lives members
exactly, and they came and found out firsthand that it wasn't true, and now we can take another step to wake up more people. And you see what I'm saying?
I can feel you, but
no, we don't condone BLM at all. But we have to try to kill this evilness that's here.
I'm an Iraqi vet. I'm an Iraq vet, and whatever you want to fucking call it. I deployed. I'm sorry, I said it again. I apologize. I'm so sorry, Will.
You're military.
But yes, sir. First Cav.
Well, thank you for your service.
And I deployed. It was an honor, more than anything.
Well, thank you for your service. Well, hey, I want to appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in. I want to go ahead and get some more of these calls in. Because look like they're like calling in a lot here. Hey,
I got you, man. And
thank you.
And I'll listen up.
Yeah, and thank you for calling in and being honest and telling your point of view. And see, that's what this is about. and see, I wasn't rude to you, you weren't rude to me, and this is what this is about. So
Hey,
I
can
really
get
appreciate
one
it.
thing in real quick?
Go
Can I
ahead.
get one thing real quick.
Go ahead, hurry up.
I tell you what, Hawk, he really changed my perspective of BLM, and we really need more leaders like him.
All right, cool.
And that's about it.
All right, appreciate it. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Will. It's Brian in L.A. It's been a while.
Hello, Brian.
Hi. LaRouche Pack, basically. But let me make this fast, sort of. Just going back to your first caller, just the question of patriotism. I just want to say that Hamilton, he understood that the conception of representation is when a group of citizens go against the very essence of empire, which is the empire is destruction of everything. And if people want to know specifically what I'm saying, all they have to do is read Hamilton's conception of a constitutional system, which absolutely encourages the humanity in people to create a future for themselves.
Right.
The very essence of the preamble to our Constitution is to the prosperity, is to the general welfare. In other words, you wouldn't have a collapse like you're seeing if we only had an education system which bases everything on the question of humanity, the principle of real representation. And just to get at your, why some of these groups, whether it be BL, Black Lives Matter, or whatever, what they're missing is the form of intelligentsia that tells them, and this is what Dr. King fought for. He actually absolutely put the question of economy, the economy. That's where you get the jobs for everyone, not just for one particular group, but for the nation as a whole. And that's where the abundance comes in, where we, the United States, begin to help other countries once we help ourselves.
Right,
So,
right. I completely agree, and that's why my group is called Unite America First, because we have to because America is, my opinion, is divided like never before, or for like the Civil War during that time, we're divided like that. I mean, the country is literally divided with our views, our opinions. There are people that call themselves patriots that are ready to go to war. They are ready to fight. They don't want to unite. I mean, literally, and they call themselves patriots, So, I mean, to me, I don't understand why they are attacking Tommy and Outlaw Morgan and Jeremy Herald and a few others for doing the right thing. They did the right thing. We all did the right thing. All the people that were there. Everybody that was there, they are held accountable as well, because none of them threw any rocks on the stage. None of them was screaming them telling them to get off the stage. They let them have their freedom of speech. They let them have their say, and then they walked off. And that's what America should be about, my opinion. I mean, I don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with everything I say. People watch my videos. They're like, oh, this dude, he ain't talking about nothing. And they switch it. That's all you have to do. No one has to listen to it. But we have to fight for each one of us to have our freedoms, especially when we don't agree.
Well, I mean, the principle, as I stated, was in the divide and conquer mentality, to unite, the American people was always fundamentally the question of a conception of what is the role of a nation. What is it? Because if many people do not understand the power of the Constitution, like Frederick Douglass understood it,
right?
They're not, or Dr. King understood it. How the hell are these people going to get, as the preamble says, justice?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all there. The whole thing, the whole structure of the Constitution, and it just shows you how people lack the confidence in their Constitution. I mean, when it starts off, you know, we the people, right there off the bat,
Yeah, that's
we
it.
should be all united.
That's
all
it.
of us.
That's it. But you know what? We have people that's inside the country that don't agree with you, which is crazy. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen it too. We have people in the country that want to do away with the Constitution, and I'm sure you've seen that too. I mean, BLM being one of them, Antifa being another one, BAM is another one. You know, Black Bloc, I mean, they want to do away with the Constitution. You know, they associate the Constitution with the alt-right, which is completely crazy. They associate the Constitution with white supremacy. Right now, you know, if you go against people coming into the country that are illegal, and they're getting government assistance, they're getting free education, they're getting just multiple benefits. And if you're against that, you're a racist. So, I mean, we have to, and I completely agree with you. The Constitution, we have to lean on it as much as possible. And we have people that's trying to take it away from us and destroy the country along the way. So it's crazy.
It's crazy because, as I stated, one of the frauds right now is the mentality of the Southerners keeping slaves, and the other is the real nation where we wanted to free slaves so we can fulfill what the original intent of the federal Constitution back when the Constitution was being formulated, even the Declaration of Independence, was the eradication of slaves. All forms of it, all over the world. And not many people even know that history.
But
Alexander Hamilton.
You're absolutely right. They don't want to know it either, though. I mean, they don't want to know it.
You could literally read a letter of Hamilton where he specifies literally give the black slave a gun.
Yeah.
And it should absolutely shock everyone. Like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. So, hey.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, anyway. It's crazy. Hey, I want to thank you for calling in again.
Okay. All right.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
So, you know what? That's part of the reason why I wear the colors on top of my head, because the Civil War, when the Civil War was won, it was those colors that won. It was those colors that freed slaves, and it also freed non-slaves. And it's been freeing all of us ever since. Even if it was not intentionally, it wasn't even direct, but that is the flag that won. Because that flag won is because I can sit here and talk to people today. I might not even be alive had that flag not won. That is the flag. And even when Tommy was doing the Mother of Our Rallies, he said, if you come to the Mother of Our Rallies and you're going to bring a flag, it better only be the American flag. It doesn't need to be all these other flags. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Jerry Jackson. I'm calling from Wyoming.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I was just wanting to remark on the MOAR. I think that's a great beginning. Made my chest swell when I saw it, and even though I don't believe in the BLM, it's a beginning. It
is a beginning. You know what? And even today, I still don't like their tactics. I don't like a lot of things they do. I disagree with probably 90% of what BLM does. The only part I do agree with is that lives, leaving out the black part, lives matter. It's not just black lives. So because all lives do matter. And my whole problem with them is that they all emphasize that it's only black lives that are having issues with police officers. And that's not true. And they're trying to say that black people are still being oppressed, which is not true. They're saying that black people are, are like still at the bottom of the totem pole. That's not true, because there's millionaires that are black people that have worked hard to make something for themselves. But they don't talk about them. They only talk about issues when it's only someone white involved. And that's what gets me. And it irks me that we have Chicago and there's black people killing black people as if that's okay. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes, it's sad. It's sad. I was really blessed. I had a mother that she wouldn't tolerate any of it, you know. And I'm 63 years old, so it was in a time when that kind of crap was acceptable.
Yeah, and you know what? Yes, sir.
I had a mother that.
There was a time, but you know what? This is the year 2017, and it's no longer like that. And a lot of people live in the past. So.
Yeah, and we're all Americans.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's what I support. I love that fact that, and even like BLM, no one group can be 100% what they start out to be. Because evil, man, it's
yes, it runs through them
real quick and run away.
Yep, especially when they start getting a lot of money thrown at them.
That's right.
Yep,
that's right. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you, man, I'm really proud of that moment. It sparked something in me that I haven't had for a good year.
That's good. That's good.
BLM, and it made me realize, hey, I've belonged to groups and I've accepted things that were said that were wrong also. But, we all grow up sometime.
Yep. I appreciate you, sir.
Okay. You bet. God bless you, man.
God bless
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. We truly made history doing the Mother of All rallies. It truly made history. I mean, we swept the nation about what was done that day. We completely changed what the media could say about us. I mean, because they could have said something to where we could have been fighting, would have been all in the news. It'd have been like Charlottesville. Somebody would have probably got really hurt really bad. But we completely changed the outcome. The outcome, my opinion, the outcome took place the way God wanted it to take place. The way he intended it to take place. Do I think he wanted Charlottesville to take place like that? I don't think so. But a lot of us came together and a lot of us prayed about this rally. I prayed that this rally would be successful before we even started. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello.
Hey, Will, this is Sean. I'm calling from South Carolina. How you doing?
How you doing, Sean?
I'm all right. Hey, I was glad to shake your hand the other day when I was there. I was going to talk to you about the bus. Remember I was going to charter a bus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do remember you.
You were saying that you felt like God had something to do with that, and I fully believe that. Standing in that crowd, it was felt like God was moving things where he needed them to go.
I truly believe that. I mean, the energy, the excitement that was going on, it was absolutely wonderful that we were all together. And, I even have video where I was talking to Antifa, and I was trying to have a conversation with them to try to get them to understand that there was nobody here that's being hateful. If anybody was trying to come and have any resentment or being hateful, it was their movement, the Antifa movement. It was nobody there. I mean, we truly showed what MOAR was about. And you know what? And a lot of people are saying that, BLM, them coming there was a setup. Y'all did that on purpose. And the reason why I'm saying that, because it turned out perfect. It turned out beautifully. And granted, and I had to grab the mic afterwards, and I still had to say what I had to say, and I will still say it again today.
Yeah.
But the media,
seeing you do that.
Yeah, the media, they don't want to play that part because everything I said was true, because instead of them constantly always emphasizing on what a police officer is doing, They need to emphasize what's happening in the neighborhoods. If they took all that energy and all the effort that they're doing, like for example in St. Louis, and took it to Chicago because black people are killing black people, they might wake people up. I mean, it's almost like they don't care until someone white is involved. And to me, it's like, dude, they're like killing their own message.
Right.
So,
Well, I got two things that I wanted to talk to you about. I was in Charlottesville with Ace Baker when we got surrounded and were pinned down, and the cops had to rescue us. And we got generalized as Nazis and white supremacists because we were white and in the area.
this was this past weekend?
And no, when that,
Oh, you said Charlottesville.
Charlottesville on August
okay,
12th,
sorry.
Yeah. And we got lumped in with everybody.
So you were at Charlottesville.
And-
you were there. You were at Charlottesville. You came to Mother our rallies. You shook my hand.
Yeah.
We got along, and according to the media, you were one of the white supremacists.
Right.
See, that's just crazy.
And I have a mixed race child. But anyway, I think we need to stop looking at the whole, everybody in BLM in general. There's some people that might be good people that are trying to do good things, but they're not seeing the full picture of what BLM is doing. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think
he sounded like an intelligent man, and he's working to make changes. I met with a guy named Shaquem from the Black Nationalist Party in Charleston the week after the Charlottesville thing, and I talked to him, and we had a real good conversation. You know, he opened my eyes on some things, I opened his eyes on some things, and that leads me to my second point is, if we're not going to be able to be open for dialogue with some of these people, some of them you just can't reach, like the old Cool Hand Luke movie, and that's the way they want it. But the ones that we can reach, we need to try to reach. And if we're not, if that's not a possibility, then I want to hear what the other proposal is. Is
Right.
it going to be bullet? Is it going to be bullets? Is it going to be deporting American citizens to other countries? Is it going to be concentration camps? What are these people on the right-hand side that are saying this stuff that don't want to talk to anybody? What's their next step?
yeah, that's a good question.
So,
But hey, I appreciate you calling.
I believe that once the bullets start flying, it's too late. We're done.
It is, and we need to fight. We need to fight before any of that happens. So
That's right. Thanks for taking my call.
I appreciate you, sir. Take care.
Will. All right. Bye.
So one thing we need to talk about is, do we truly, as conservatives, do we truly want freedom of speech? Is that something we truly want? Because they got upset because, they allowed some BLM members to come on stage, but we steady scream free speech. I went to Berkeley. I was at the Berkeley rallies, and we had Antifa, BAM, and BLM show up because they want to shut our freedom of speech down. I even talked to one lady. She was a hardcore liberal. She can't see anything but black over eyes, and that's it. And she was very intelligent, but she has it in her head that because of the way the Constitution is written, that they have every right to shut down our freedom of speech. This is what they believe. So if we're conservatives, do we believe as they do? If I was holding a rally, and I plan on holding some in the future, I'm holding a rally, and people that come there, let's say I'm holding a rally and the KKK show up. Do I want to let them on stage? Probably not. But if people there that's with me to bring down the tension, to not have all that excitement going on, I will let them come up there and say their piece, because I want to be the bigger person. And it will take a lot of courage. I don't want all that craziness to go on. But then once they realize that, hey, he's not so bad, maybe my way of thinking is wrong, Maybe because they're not attacking me, but I'm attacking them. Maybe I'm wrong. If we do this, why wouldn't it make us hypocrites if we don't want to allow people to have their freedom of speech? Do we have to agree with it? Absolutely not. I don't agree with it. I agree with maybe 30%, just like Outlaw Morgan said. 70% of the stuff he said, people out in the crowd was cheering because 70% of it was true. 30%, no, I didn't agree. I didn't agree about how he was talking about the police officers won't do anything when someone black is being attacked or doing something. That's not true. But that's the way they end up spinning it. And we need to fight that. That's the issues we need to fight. And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't like liberalism, but the people that think that way, we need to reach them. We need to talk to them. We need to have open dialogue. We need them to understand that we're not here to harm anybody. We can agree to disagree. We are in America. We have to fight for our freedoms. If we start taking freedoms away from others, we just took them from ourselves. It's really that simple. I've seen some people complaining about different things that's on the internet. Talking about, well, we shouldn't allow that to be on the internet. We shouldn't allow this to be on the internet. We should block this or block that. What's to stop them from blocking what I'm saying? If that's the case. Because I guarantee there's a lot of liberals that don't like what I'm saying. There's a lot of liberals don't care. And I even have some people that call themselves patriots talking about they don't care or they don't care what I say. Should we not show them how we believe freedom truly is? Think about that. Think about that. When do we stop showing them what we believe freedom is? When we say no to everybody else? Or when we say yes and disagree? When do we do that? And then they're talking about the numbers that showed up at MOAR. There was over 1,000 people there. And a lot of people didn't come because they were scared. I've had people tell me they didn't come because they were scared. And then they watched the video and a lot of people said, I wish I would have came. Had I known the outcome would have been different, had I known it was going to be the way it was, I would have came. I would have shown up. And a lot of people don't show up that are conservatives because they don't get out. Conservatives don't get out. They don't do it. We have issues right now, it looks like with the GOP, don't even help the way the DNC does the Democratic people out there. When you see these Democratic rallies and these Democratic marches and they get together, they show up in great numbers. And I don't ever see any publication on it. And they show up in these great numbers. It only takes a little bit for them. But we as conservatives, we don't do it. We want to sit back and let someone else, it's almost like we want to sit back and let someone else fight the fight. We elect people thinking that they're going to go on the hill and do the right thing for all of us. But we see when that's happening, John McCain, Paul Ryan, we see what's happening. And then we sit back and we complain about it. And then these patriots that are attacking other patriots are not doing anything. It disgusts me that you're attacking these gentlemen that did the right thing. When are you going to do something? And I hope you don't like what I'm saying. And I hope you block me. Because I'm sick of it. This is year 2017 and we're about to lose everything. And here it is. We make an opportunity to make progress and you're upset. Seriously? We're making progress and you're upset? How do you think I look at you now? how do you think other people are looking at you? Like, they're going to ask the question, are you truly racist? I don't think that you are. I think you're just upset because we have to try to break the barrier. We have to try to wake these people up. If we don't wake them up, they're going to continue to be violent. If we don't wake them up, they're going to continue to believe what the liberal left media is telling them. They have a completely different outlook. They still have some of their crazy views, in my opinion, but they have a different outlook about people that support the president and people that are white. And I've said it multiple times in the past. There's been a war on white people in America, and if you don't wake up, you're going to be locked up somewhere in the FEMA camp. Thank God Hillary did not win, because it would probably be in full effect right now. She's a white woman, would have been locking up white males like no tomorrow. The same way she did black males in Arkansas, calling them super predators. She figured it was the white man's turn. It came out in the WikiLeaks with John Podesta that they wish the San Bernardino killers were white males. Do you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Will. This is Thomas calling.
What's going on, Thomas?
I had not much, man. Just sitting here listening to you talk. Listen to some of these people calling in. I expressed the way I felt about the incident the other day when you were live. But I just want these people to think for a second who don't agree with what happened. If we don't have a dialogue, then we just might as well just start killing each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I mean, it's almost like that's what they want.
I think it is. I think a lot of people out there do want civil war. I mean, just my personal opinion. I don't. I don't want our world to fall apart. I don't want our country. If we open ourselves up to a civil war, what a lot of people don't realize, if we open ourselves up to a civil war in this country, then who's to say outside interests don't come take our country? I mean, you get it? This isn't 1865.
Exactly. Exactly.
With technology, with military weapons that countries have now, if our guard's down, we're open, dude. I mean, we're stuck with our pants down. I mean, there's just no way around it. But I just can't understand these people, and I understand people were pissed. That's cool.
Yeah.
Be pissed about it. But
right.
You have to look at the big picture. If we can't talk to one another, then we might as well just go load up and start popping them off, man. I mean, for real.
I mean, I completely agree with you. And that's what we don't want. Because you know what?
No.
Because these people that are wanting to go out here and fight, they're not thinking about children getting harmed. They're not. Exactly. I mean, seriously, children be killed in this craziness if that happens, and we don't want that. They are our future. When there's that picture with the gentleman from Bikers for Trump allowed his son to sit in the arms of that guy from the president of the BLM,
and that was awesome.
And you know what? Awesome. And he actually brought his son to me, and I was holding him. And man, it's hard to hold back the emotions because that's what it's about. The children are our future. And it's not even about that, he was a young white male. It's not even about that. It's about the children in general. And these people that call themselves patriots upset because we open up some eyes. Now do we think that they're going to be like, okay, now I'm all this and I'm all in for Trump or whatever? No, I don't think that at all. But now they know for a fact that white people aren't racist like they've been told.
Exactly. They know that we are not what they have been indoctrinated to believe.
Exactly.
They know that our movement is what we say we are.
Yes.
Whether we want to believe it or not, the majority of Americans, they don't follow this movement like a lot of us do. They don't catch all these live streams. A lot of people do. But the majority of your everyday average Joe, they still rely on that mainstream media. So when you've got people saying, oh, so-and-so is a racist or so-and-so is a white supremacist, then they're going to believe it. So I tell these people that disagree, just think about the headline of peaceful BLM protesters leave MOAR rally on a stretcher, in the back of an ambulance. How would that look?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
you don't have to agree with it. We don't all. I've said it a million times. Like I said, I've got a little page, few followers, but people like you and Outlaw and POA have inspired me to speak my mind when I feel like speaking it. And like I said, it's crazy. You don't have to agree with it. Nobody is supporting BLM. Nobody is supporting Antifa. We disagree, but we have to agree to disagree. We have to listen to one another and then move on. We can't kill each other.
Right.
And these other patriots that are giving people so much shit, we don't all have to be best buddies. We don't all have to, and this goes even far beyond even before MOAR even happened. All the infighting, the call-out videos, all that stuff. We can never be as strong as what we could be until we can come together, and we might not agree. We may not be best.
Yes,
friends.
exactly.
We may not be in the split.
Exactly.
But keep your mouth shut, respect your fellow patriot, and go on about your business.
Thank you.
Your opinion. You don't
Thank you.
call people out.
Exactly.
But I just had to get that off my chest. I about popped a vein over the interview that Tucker Carlson did with that undocumented immigrant last night or the night before today. So I've kind of moved on past the more BLM stuff that happened. People are going to agree with it. They're not going to agree with it. It was a great thing, and if people can't understand it, they're just not looking at the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, sir, for calling in.
But I appreciate it, Will. Move on, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir. You know what? Because of what took place, we won. Who won here? Did anyone ask that question? If we were trying to win something, we won. We won without even trying. We beat the media. Do you understand? We won. People who are conservatives, people who actually are true patriots, won this past weekend. We won and showed the world what America is really about. We won. Not the media, not the liberal left. We won. Did anyone even think about that? And now the gentleman that's the president over BLM, he's getting attacked as well. He's getting attacked from the hateful BLM because they're saying that he's not true BLM because he got along with white people. What do they think? What do they want at the end result? The true BLM, the hateful ones that like St. Louis, Chicago, and all these other places, they don't want to get along with white people. They want to remove white people from the face of the earth. I don't support that. That's what I'm fighting against. And you know what? And at first, when they started showing all the videos and stuff with BLM come on there, and then the media would not show what I said afterwards. At first, I was kind of like, why aren't they playing what I said? Because it hit to the heart of what BLM is about, is what I said. And I still say it. They don't want to play that for some reason. And I've seen other people that do videos and they don't want to say it either because they feel that it might be negative because it's the truth about BLM. It may not be the truth about the gentleman that was there, but it's the truth about BLM as a whole, what it means, what it has become. And for those of you that didn't see it or for those of you that did not hear what I said, right after BLM got off, I asked the question. I said, why is it that black lives only matter when someone white is involved or a police officer. Why is that? That's the question I want to know. Because if they truly cared, they would be in Chicago protesting. If they truly cared, they wouldn't be in St. Louis tearing up someone's business, burning someone's vehicle, trying to hurt someone white just because they're walking down the street. They would not be doing that. It would not be happening. So, as a result, not only because of BLM, but because we have Antifa and because we have BAM and we have all these other hateful leftist groups, a gentleman by the name of Gabriel Silva came to me, approached me about an idea of starting a movement called Stop Domestic Terrorism. We've already raised over $2,000 to do this movement. And what it's going to be is we're going to put up billboards talking about domestic terrorists in America. We're going to run TV ads. We're going to run commercial ads. We're going to run radio station ads. Magazines, we're going to try to push it everywhere we can. But we can't do this without your help. Just like I said a minute ago, you have the Democrats, they pour everything into what they believe in. If you truly believe that domestic terrorists is a problem in this country, and that does consist of these hateful groups, BLM, Antifa, BAM, and all the rest of them, you've got to help us. You've got to help us. We can't do this without you. We're going to try as much as we can. We created ways for people to help fund us. And you know what? Even if you do $1, if we had, probably when this video is done, it's probably going to be over 3,000 or 5,000 people watch this video. If we had each one of those people donate $1, that would be $5,000. To put up a billboard is like $10,000, depending on what city and the location you put it at. They're not cheap. But we want to make a statement because we have to fight this. So if you truly believe what we're doing and you truly believe in this country, you've got to help us. The time is now, or we're going to lose the country. 2018, these liberals are going to have billions of dollars flowing into their campaigns because they're going to try to get rid of Republicans and libertarians. Because their whole thing is they want to fight against Trump. Hear me now, but leave me later on. And you know what's coming. Go to UnitedAmericaFirst.com and you get more information. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please be a true patriot. Fight for freedom. Show me what a patriot is supposed to be. Fight for freedom. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please visit UnitedAmericaFirst.com for more information, or you can reach out to me directly. I'd be happy to talk to you, or you can reach Gabriel Silva. Good night and God bless.
I wasn't at the Motherwell rallies, and I didn't see all of your live stream, but I did see a good portion of it. And I was hoping you could explain or maybe describe the moment when BLM came up on the stage, because I know that that moment has circulated on YouTube and different people have different perspectives of it from video. I'd like to hear your perspective of that.
You know, when they first... Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say my comment is that I've been with the Tea Party movement since it started in 2009, and I was working for free speech and liberty, constitutionally limited government, for a couple of years before that. So I know how people can be very fragmented in their thoughts. They come together on one item, such as free speech,
right,
or such as lowering taxes, which was the Tea Party's big thing, but many times differ on how to carry this out. And I've seen people split over the seemingly tiniest little differences of opinion, and sometimes those splits don't heal. I can't explain it. All I can say is that it's not new, and if we can find the formula for fixing that, I think we'd have a truly unified movement.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Hello, everybody. My name is Will Johnson, and I'm part of Unite America First. Hey, I want to talk. Let me go ahead and share this to my personal page. If anyone's watching already, if you want to be the first one, if you care to be the first one, I'm actually open the phone lines. The phone line is already open. If you want to call in now, you can. If not, just wait until other people get in if you care. So I'm going to talk about how people calling themselves patriots, and I'm kind of curious, what do they think the end goal is to this whole game that we're doing here? What is the end goal? Why do we have these people that call themselves patriots saying some of the most hateful things? And they're not saying them to me. They're actually saying them to white people. These are other white people saying them to white people. I mean, I thought the whole point of us coming together was to squash the hate.
Explain to people what's happening.
So let me explain what I'm talking about here. Okay, so we had, of course, if you're not aware, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware right now, that we had the mother of all rallies that had their freedom of speech. Being who I am, do I disagree with them? Absolutely not. But that's what we are as Americans. We have to be tolerant. We have to be to the point to where we can allow them to have their freedom of speech, as long as they're not inciting violence or trying to be violent. So that's how I feel about it. And for these people that call themselves patriots and then they're attacking them because they allowed them to say something, at least we can have open dialogue. And you know what I also...
But this is actually what the founders intended. They intended they were, I guess we'd call them classical liberals now, right? They're not liberals the way we know of liberals, but they're liberals in the classical sense, meaning they're for freedom and liberty.
Yes.
This is what they believed in, and this actually goes back to Greek and Roman times, particularly Greek, because free and open discourse was a hallmark of that type of government. And our government is fashioned after that. In fact, the Senate is supposed to be a debating body to be able to debate out ideas. Now, it's not like that now, right? We have people who are stonewalling the agenda. But that was the idea. That was the intent of the framers. And
yes.
When we should model that, if we call ourselves patriots, the thing to do is to go back to the Constitution and go back to the founders.
Answer your question. That moment when BLM walked on stage, I had mixed feelings about it. I had mixed feelings because they allowed them because I was thinking, why are they allowing BLM to come on the stage? But at the same time, it took a lot of courage for Tommy and the other for Tommy and the other people who organized it to allow them to come on stage. That took a lot of courage because they're taking a risk because they don't know how they're going to act when they come on the stage, what they're going to do when they do come on the stage, or how the crowd is going to react. Is everybody just going to automatically leave? How crazy is it going to be, right? So, but my emotion was, I'm like, okay, let's just see what they're going to say. Because, to be honest with you, I didn't like BLM before then, and I still don't like BLM now. And if anybody watched, Tommy and Outlaw Morgan and Jeremy Harold and a few other people that watch, if you have watched any of their videos, none of them have endorsed BLM. Their main thing is that it's about freedom of speech. And I've said it, and I've said in a lot of my videos that when you have the true white supremacist KKK rallies, I will fight for them this past weekend. And as a result, BLM did show up, and I know I'm going over here, but I'm briefly going to talk about it. And BLM showed up, and instead of us fighting with them, we had them join us. And because we had them join us, we didn't have any fighting. But now white people that call themselves patriots are attacking Tommy and Outlaw Morgan and Jeremy Harold and multiple other people. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Shelley. I'm calling from New Jersey. Hi, Will. First-time caller.
Hello. You say Shirley?
Yeah. How
you
New
doing?
New Jersey. First-time caller. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. You know what? I'm still happy and I'm still excited what took place. I don't like the fact that we have these people that call themselves patriots attacking Tommy, attacking Outlaw Morgan, attacking Jeremy Harold. And what's really crazy is that most of the attacks are going toward them. And these are white people that are attacking them because they allowed BLM. And you know what? Let me say this before you make a comment or anything. I want to make sure it's clear that none of them support BLM. They don't support BLM. What they do support is freedom of speech. Okay, go ahead. Did you have a question or a statement?
Well, I have both, actually. One, I did have a question for you. I didn't see all